What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I will no longer ever promote or give one single cent to anyone who uses GoFundMe. And I will share my reasons, of course, why. You probably already know if you've been following the news. But it's also important to point out that to be wary of anybody else right now pushing forward and saying that they're going to be the new GoFundMe. I know everyone's getting behind Give, Send, Go. They're relatively new. They seem unbiased, but, just always proceed with caution. That's all I'm saying. I haven't heard anything bad about them, but I didn't hear a lot bad about GoFundMe until they started getting super political as well. Breaking news, GoFundMe takes down truckers' $10 million Freedom Convoy fundraiser, calling peaceful protest a, quote, occupation. Now, of course, they had no problem running for Chaz and Chop even after people lost their lives. They were fine to run those GoFundMes, but I suppose, they're not worried about that. GoFundMe has taken down the Freedom Convoy fundraiser after significant pushback from those opposed to the protest. They stated that they now have evidence from law enforcement that the previously peaceful demonstration had become, quote, an occupation. But again, Chad's was the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone or something like that, or whatever it was in out west. Was it Oregon or something like that? Seattle? I forget exactly where it was. Seattle, I think. Where like all these lunatics were just like, oh, we take over this land and we're gonna plant seeds on top of cardboard boxes and we're gonna be self-sustaining in the city. And then we're going to carry and we're going to commit all sorts of crimes and the police aren't going to arrest us. But please give us money. Friday said, GoFundMe said Friday, following a review of relevant facts and multiple discussions with local law enforcement and city officials, this fundraiser is now in violation of Terms of Service, Term 8, which prohibits harassment and has been removed from the platform. Organizers provided a clear distribution plan for the initial $1 million that was released earlier this week and confirmed funds would only be used for participants who traveled to Ottawa to participate in a peaceful protest. The statement continued. Given how the situation has evolved, no further funds will be directly distributed to the Freedom Convoy organizers. We will work with organizers to send all the remaining funds to credible and established charities verified by GoFundMe. Meaning they stole $9 million at this point. We'll get to the rest of the story here. They stole $9 million. They stole fizzy lifting drinks. And then they're going to donate it to BLM is what they'll do, right? They're going to give it to the charities of their choosing, essentially. Prior to be taken down, the Freedom Convoy raised over $10 million. All donors may submit a request for full refund until February 19th. And there was a dedicated refund form. Well, everyone got pissed about that, obviously, because how many people even will have remembered that, they donated the money or are going to go through the refund process? So GoFundMe still stood to keep millions of dollars, almost certainly, and to donate it to whatever they wanted. Now, there was obviously immediate backlash. GoFundMe has now changed its mind and said it will automatically refund Freedom Convoy donors. What a slimy thing to do. They weren't going to even refund the money to the people that donated it, and then they were going to take that money and give it to charities of their choosing. Now, the real people that are going to be hurt here are people that use GoFundMe and actually need it. But I will never promote another GoFundMe. I will never send a dime to GoFundMe. And that sucks because people will continue to use it who need help genuinely, but I'm not doing it. I will not use GoFundMe ever again. And you shouldn't either. Because they can't be trusted. This isn't a political thing. I'm saying they can't be trusted with your money. So you're supposed to give them your hard-earned money, of which they take a percentage. That's how they make their money. And then they can at any point decide, we're just going to keep it and we're going to give it to a charity that we deem credible. Shockingly, whatever charities they deem credible will also be on their side of the political aisle, most certainly. When first announcing it was shutting down the Freedom Convoy, GoFundMe told donors that they would need to use a dedicated refund form to request their money back. Otherwise, the funds will be sent to, quote, credible and established charities verified by GoFundMe. On Saturday morning, however, GoFundMe changed its decision and said the funds will automatically be returned. Yeah. And you know what? Also, what I thought was interesting. So, a couple of things. First of all, I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with... Why is Tim Pool trending? I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with it, but there was a lawsuit between Patreon and somebody named Owen Benjamin. What happened was, in that case, Patreon banned Owen Benjamin, and there is an arbitration clause there where for $200, for a $200 filing fee, you can sue Patreon, and you pay $200, and because of this agreement, Patreon would have to pay all the other filing fees for the lawsuit, which is 10 times as much, whatever it was, much more. Hundreds of people did it, and they had to then pay all of these filing fees, plus they would have had to litigate. They lost that lawsuit. GoFundMe had the same amount, and an early number I saw floating around was, I think you had to pay $250, and GoFundMe had to pay $2,750. And I think somebody told them that you're going to get sued if you don't just give everybody their money back right now. And that's what I believe they changed. That's why they changed their mind. That's my opinion. Actually, let me pull up that lawsuit because it's important. Because it's, I believe, why they changed their mind. Because they were going to lose. You know, they lost. You see this comedian asked fans to sue Patreon. It backfired. Owen Benjamin managed to get 72 of his fans to sue Patreon last October. Patreon banned Benjamin. Yeah, I don't care about your smears. Benjamin was banned by YouTube. Blah, 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 blah. Filing separate identical claims against Patreon for kicking him off the platform. You see Patreon's previous terms of service required claims to be submitted to arbitration, like Benjamin's $3.5 million cause of action. Any update to the terms of service that went into effect on January 1st both prohibits users from filing claims. So they had to pay. I'm pretty sure Patreon lost this. There you go. They tried to smear him, and here you go. Update 835, July 31st. On July 30th, Patreon lost the suit in California state. The claims will now be arbitrated individually. They lost all that money. And that's $100, plus they've got to pay all these separate legal fees and everything like that. So, you know, I'm sure LawTube will cover this, you know, more specifically. But look at this. Twitter, or GoFundMe puts out Cowardly, by the way, at 1:56 a.m. To simplify the process for users, we will be refunding all donations to the Freedom Convoy. Let's see how this is going, GoFundMe. Let's see how this is going. 21,000 comments to 3,000 likes. I mean, are you kidding me? They literally chopped off a huge portion of their business. It'll be interesting to see if they're publicly traded. You see, and by the way, if you donated money to them, you can charge them back, and they'll get charged. They'll have to incur. They're going to incur huge expenses from this. You see, Elijah Schaefer, we're still coming after you. 8,300 likes. Nina here showing the Freedom Convoy. Everyone who donated should do this. It costs GoFundMe $15 per chargeback. Chargebacks occur when a donor contacts a card issuer to dispute the donation that they made to GoFundMe charity. This automatically returns the money to the donor. Plus, they have to pay this fee. Thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of fees. This is exactly why we are changing. They are now changing their policy and just issuing refunds automatically to avoid exactly this. That's exactly correct. You tried to rob those people, was looking forward to the lawsuit. This is it. Like, I will never. I'm not a tiny YouTube channel. I mean, I've put hundreds of thousands of dollars into GoFundMe. Not me. I've put probably 20,000, 25,000 of my own money. But my viewers have put hundreds of thousands of dollars into GoFundMe. They're never going to do it again. I won't use GoFundMe after this, 6,000. They also might try to steal your money, so wise up. 2022, when GoFundMe became an arm of the state, enjoy it while it lasts. We will not forget. I mean, I don't know anything about these new options that are Give, Send, Go is apparently the trucker option. Elon Musk, by the way, roasted them. Give, Send, Go says we've been under heavy DDoS attack and bot attacks. In spite of this, we still have managed to raise funds 5 times faster than GoFundMe did. GoFundMe raised $10 million in 3 weeks. Give, Send, Go has already raised $1.1 million in 12 hours. This has been an absolute windfall for Give, Send, Go. Like, I mean, this is exactly what they needed. I don't know exactly what it's at now. Let's take a look, actually. Website's probably running super duper slow. In fact, it looks like it is. If it's even loading at all. They say, yeah, we've been DDoS attacks. This has got 13,000 likes. Also, Rumble, we are hearing but have not validated that Give, Send, Go is experiencing server issues. If true, Rumble will be happy to help in any way we can. We have equipment and engineers on standby. Feel free to reach out. I mean, look at all the people here willing to help. And what these people are really doing is just taking their mask off. And Give, Send, Go is basically crashed. You know, the website is toast. So what they're going to try to do is bot attack it and try to keep the website down as long as they can. I'm going to reach out to some people that I know and see if I can set up some sort of place to... Oh, here, it's going. It's just slow. Here's the Freedom Convoy right here. Oh, no. I didn't look before I went back. It was like 1.6 million or something. Hopefully it gets back to 10 million because... they need it. And why are they attacking this? I wonder why. I wonder who's doing these bot attacks too. I can't wait for GoFundMe to go under. I just, this is absolutely absurd. If you don't get your money back or something like that, or if you have tips, please definitely reach out to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll have 2 or 3 videos today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.